A cold wind howls through the streets of a quiet suburban neighborhood. A black family, mother, father, and 3 young kids, stand outside, clutching garbage bags stuffed with their belongings. No moving truck. No warning. Just a lock changed, and a message clear as day. You're not welcome here. It's the middle of winter. The baby has no shoes. And the landlord? He stands in the doorway, arms folded, watching them shiver. But what he didn't know, what he never could have expected, was that someone in that family had connections in very high places. And just weeks later, he'd be opening his door to the last people he ever wanted to see. The Jones family never caused trouble. John Jones is a decorated Army veteran. He served 2 tours in Iraq, earned the Bronze Star, and came home to serve his country again, this time as a mail carrier in his hometown. His wife, Monique, teaches 3rd grade at the local elementary school. Beloved by students, respected by colleagues. They moved into Oak Ridge Heights 3 years ago, a modest rental in a mostly white suburb. It wasn't fancy, but it was clean, quiet, safe. A place to raise their 3 kids. Amari, age 10, Nia, age 7, and little Zuri, just 18 months old. They paid rent early every month. Never once missed a payment. Kept the yard tidy, waved to neighbors, stayed out of trouble. But trouble came for them anyway. It started subtle. The landlord, Mr. Douglas Whitmore, began stopping by more often. He'd inspect things that didn't need inspecting. Just checking the pipes, he'd say. But it always seemed to be when Monique was home alone. Then came the comments. Neighborhoods really changed lately. You people always have so many guests. Property values matter to me. Hope they matter to you too. At first, John brushed it off. Don't make waves, he told himself. We just want peace. But peace doesn't last where prejudice lives. One Friday afternoon, John got a letter taped to his door. No call, no discussion, just a printed notice. 30-day eviction due to property maintenance concerns. He was stunned, confused. He'd just fixed a leaky faucet himself the week before. What maintenance? He tried to call Whitmore. No answer. He went to the rental office. It was closed. He wrote emails. No reply. Within a week, Whitmore sent another notice. Now it's 7 days to vacate. No legal basis. No court order. Just intimidation on paper. Neighbors began whispering. One of them, an older white woman who'd lived in Oak Ridge for 40 years, quietly told Monique, I heard him say he doesn't want certain people lowering the tone of the neighborhood. And just like that, their quiet lives unraveled. They called lawyers, but none would take the case without thousands up front. They called legal aid, waitlisted. They filed a complaint with the housing board, under review. Bureaucracy moved slowly, but their eviction moved fast. On December 3rd, while John was at work and Monique was picking the kids up from school, the landlord showed up with a locksmith. Changed the locks, tossed their bags outside, left their baby's crib sitting in the snow. That night, the Jones family slept in their minivan in a Walmart parking lot. Zuri developed a fever. They went to urgent care. The doctor said pneumonia. Monique wept in the passenger seat, holding her baby, realizing they had nowhere else to go. But what the landlord didn't know, what none of the neighbors knew, was that John had one more call to make. That call was to John's uncle, Special Agent Marcus Bennett of the FBI's Civil Rights Division. You see, Agent Bennett wasn't just family. He was the guy landlords like Whitmore should fear. He'd spent the last decade investigating housing discrimination across the country. Landlords who weaponized the legal system to punish tenants for the color of their skin. When John explained what had happened, Bennett didn't hesitate. Send me everything, he said. Emails, voicemails, notices. Even the pictures of the crib in the snow. Within 24 hours, Bennett and his team opened a formal investigation. Because this wasn't just unethical, it was illegal. The Fair Housing Act of 1968 makes it federal law that no one can be evicted or discriminated against based on race. And Whitmore, he'd broken that law in plain sight. The FBI pulled property records, interviewed other tenants. Some were too scared to speak. Others, emboldened by what happened to the Jones family, came forward. Turns out, the Joneses weren't the first. 2 weeks later, just days before Christmas, Whitmore heard a knock at his door. It wasn't Santa. It was the FBI. Agents served him with a federal lawsuit and a court-ordered injunction. He was now under investigation for housing discrimination, harassment, and unlawful eviction practices. And the evidence? Overwhelming. The local news picked it up first. Black family evicted without cause. FBI launches civil rights probe. Then it spread. National outlets ran the story. Twitter exploded. A GoFundMe for the Jones family surpassed $100,000 in 48 hours. Under pressure from both the public and the Department of Justice, Whitmore's rental license was suspended. Tenants previously afraid to speak out now testified. It was revealed that in the past 5 years, he had evicted 6 black families, always under flimsy pretenses. None had fought back. Until now. In court, Whitmore tried to claim ignorance. But the judge didn't buy it. You evicted a family with children into the cold, during winter, without cause, and in violation of federal law, the judge said. This court sees no ambiguity. The Jones family won a settlement in the high 6 figures. But more than money, they won their dignity and justice. They used part of the settlement to start a nonprofit that helps other families fight back against discriminatory housing practices. Discrimination in housing isn't just a story, it's reality for millions. And most don't have an FBI agent in the family. So if you see something, say something. If you've been a victim, report it. Organizations like the National Fair Housing Alliance and HUD's Office of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity exist to help. Landlords like Whitmore rely on fear, on silence, on people not knowing their rights. But the more we speak out, the more we fight back, the less power they hold. Share this story. Talk about it. And remember, what happened to the Jones family should never happen to anyone again.